welcome back to the channel. If you've been keeping up on some of the videos in my channel, then you will have seen that I've done a review of a Skoda Rapid 1.6 turbo diesel, and I've now owned this vehicle for 2 months, so I thought I'd give you a quick update on what's great and what's not so great. So, here I am. What is great? Everything's great about it. It cost me £5,700, which is nothing for a car that's 6 years old and only had 68,000 miles on it. Now I've had it for 2 months, I've put 2,000 miles on it, going to various places and things like that. Is there anything, let's work by exception, what's wrong with the car? Well, it's currently around the 29th of December 2022, and the country has just recovered from a really cold snap. When it gets to about -5 degrees, the suspension on the front of the car squeaks. When it's above freezing, it doesn't squeak. So I'm guessing some of the bushes need a bit of lubrication. That's one thing, but that can be fixed. Working by exception. What else don't I like? Whenever I open this window, just bear with me, whenever I open the window like that, and it's raining, water absolutely floods from the windscreen down onto here. And down here, across the button here, down here and onto the switches for the electric windows. And that's basically at any speed above 30 mile an hour. It just floods in here and goes all the way down here. Now this Skoda is part of the Volkswagen Audi group, and you would have thought that the VAG group would have tested this car in the rain, and had they noticed that water from the wipers and the rain was flooding in down here, when you have the window open that much or even more, you would have thought they would have redesigned the aerodynamics around this A-pillar to cater for that. But they haven't. They haven't. So that's an interesting thing. That is the only negative thing about this car that I can think of. Everything else works absolutely perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. And it's been such a good car for £5,700. Now, before you go rushing off onto Marketplace or to eBay, you will notice 2016 Skoda Rapids for £5,800, and you think, maybe I ought to have a look into that. Beware, because those at that price often have a category S or a category N damage tag associated to those vehicles. For those vehicles that don't have a damage tag, like a category S or N, like this vehicle, they're usually up for a price of £7,000 and above. Yeah, those cars are not worth £7,000. They are worth £5,500. But for some reason, we still seem to have a lot of people thinking that their vehicles are worth more than they actually are. Hopefully, come January 2023 and maybe February, people will realise that they have to get rid of their second car because they can no longer afford to pay for the electricity and gas bills with the rise in the costs at that level. in that area. So they'll realise they can't get £7,000, so they end up bringing it down to £5,500, which is the right kind of baseline for a car of this age, for a car of this mileage. Yeah, so mileage, 68,000 miles, diesel, 1600 diesel, 2016. Yeah, so if it's got higher mileage than that, it's going to be less than £5,500. If it's older than that, it's going to be less than £5,500. Yeah. If it's younger, it's maybe slightly more. If it's got less mileage than 68, it may be slightly more. So think about it that way. So that's it. The only thing I have issues with in this car, which is absolutely brilliant, by the way, is when you open this window and it's raining, the water from the windscreen comes up this A-pillar and falls through this area here, all down onto here, all through the electronics for the rear view mirrors, and down into the electronic window button console here. It just gets absolutely wet through. Volkswagen Audi Group, you really need to sort your testing out. That's the only thing that's wrong with the car. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this update. Like I said, I've had the car for 2 months now. It's still pulling 65 miles to the UK gallon. 65 miles to the gallon. That's fantastic. And this is the car that stopped me from going out and buying the new MG4 electric car. I knew that prices for electricity were going up, and they're going up again and up again in 2023. They will be going up. They're going to keep on going up. So the viability of having an electric car in my world just doesn't make sense anymore. I would love an electric car, but it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. I'd love to know your thoughts. If you've got any thoughts about this, put them in the comments below. And also go and have a look at the other video. I'll put a link below. Thanks ever so much, and see you very soon. Have a great new year, and see you in 2023, where we'll have lots more videos and hopefully a few controversial subjects. See you very soon. Bye bye.